When you think of video games, you think of virtual characters who can do just about anything you can imagine, ranging from wielding an abundance of weapons, running, crouching, and sometimes even taking selfies. But for whatever reason, they just can't seem to jump. It's such a simple act, which you can even do in reality as a real bloody person. What got me thinking about this was The Last of Us Part 2 and their dedicated jump button comment. Yep, this is the comment I mean. This is the tweet from PlayStation. To which then the creative mastermind behind 2018's God of War responded with this. This whole interaction, this was good. This was a good interaction. Do devs these days not realize how fun it is to double jump your way around levels? Granted, it's not realistic, but it's still fun. So with that in mind, here are 5 games where your character just cannot jump on command. Final Fantasy VII/Final Fantasy VII Remake. You'd think controlling Cloud Strife, a pretty well-versed guy who can, easily cast magic spells, block and parry oncoming attacks, and ride chocobos, well, you'd think he'd be able to jump. You'd be thinking wrong. Jumping on command just seems to be a basic skill that Cloud skipped learning at his time training at Shinra. In both the 1997 game and 2020 remake of FF7, jumping just isn't a command. Sure, he and the other characters can pull themselves up on ledges with a button prompt, but it just isn't the same as jumping around freely whenever you feel like it. Jumping would make enemy attacks easy to avoid, but hey, what do I know? I'm not the Mako-infused ex-soldier here. God of War. Imagine, you're a god, the God of War himself, and once again jumping just isn't in your itinerary. God of War 1-3 and PSP's Chain of Olympus saw Kratos double jumping left, right and centre, but in 2018's God of War, no. Santa Monica director Corey did state why jumping just isn't on the cards for Kratos, due to the fixed over-shoulder camera in this game, but still, come on. You can't tell me Kratos can completely destroy his foes, sometimes even climbing on them and ripping off body parts, but he just can't seem to jump? 2018 God of War isn't an open world game, but the levels are very free to explore. If only he could jump up those ledges and not have to complete a puzzle to move forward, but I suppose that takes the fun and sense of progress away. Watch Dogs and Watch Dogs 2. I feel Watch Dogs really is a franchise that just doesn't get the love it deserves. Okay, the first game was a bit of a downgrade from what the E3 demo showed us, but the concept of Watch Dogs, in my opinion, is awesome. Hacking, taking down enemies with drones, and the addition of selfie taking in Watch Dogs 2 was just a neat inclusion. That and being able to pet the dogs you come across. But once again, jumping? No thank you. There's no way in hell Marcus Holloway, the protagonist from Watch Dogs 2, and member of DedSec, has the ability to hack phones, CCTV cameras, traffic lights, but he can't jump whenever he feels like it? Well, the player controlling him feels like it. Shit, there are some really loud cars going past. I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background of me talking. Days Gone. Okay, you can't deny that when you're fighting zombies, or freakers as they're known in Days Gone, surely having a basic jumping ability would make Deacon's life so much easier. Set the scene. You're running from an absolutely horrific cluster of the Horde, and you, Deacon, you find yourself surrounded and up against a cliff face. You obviously want to survive, and yet your motorbike is nowhere near you. So, what would any other person do? You jump. You jump with all your might and latch your grip onto the cliff face and hopefully scrabble yourself to freedom. Okay, imagine right now Mufasa scrabbling his way up that canyon wall. That's kind of what I'm describing here. But once again, jumping is a basic skill missing from Deacon's mind. I've personally also had a few vaulting mishaps while running away in Days Gone. It never ends well. And finally, Animal Crossing: New Horizons. You can fish, you can net bugs, you can dig up fossils, heck, you can even craft a whole damn island full of furniture and other essentials, but you guessed it, once again jumping is a big no-no. Sure, you can craft yourself a vaulting pole, which will help your village across the rivers, and you can also craft yourself a ladder to scale the cliffs of your island, but until Mr. Tom Nook deems you worthy of those DIY recipes, you're left wondering what's over the horizon of that cliff face. What unknown fossils am I missing out on? Simply just because my villager cannot seem to bend their knees and spring into the air? It's super frustrating. So there we have it. 5 games where your playable character just doesn't know how to bend their knees and jump on command. Okay, I'm not saying as a person I jump on a daily basis, but, I'm glad I have the ability to do so if I ever need to. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me ramble on about nothing important, jumping in video games, but I hope it's somewhat entertaining. And I'll see you guys in the next video.